Hi everyone, Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat. Someone suggested technique days for my YouTube channel. I will say, if you've got ideas on techniques you would like me to film doing, please tell me so I can start accumulating a list of things to do. But I was just about to start glimmering, foiling a whole load of sentiments because I've run out of birthday sentiments that I've already done, and I like to have my sentiments, where possible, readily done, because it feels like a faff at the end of making a card to then start the sentiment from scratch. And sometimes by that point I'm kind of waning in energy, and sentiments tend to need to be kind of quite precise in the way that they are stamped and die cut and all the rest of it. And anybody who's been watching my channel for a while, hi, nice to see you again. You will know I love foiling, but I'm not the best at it. So there is absolutely a big disclaimer of this. I am not an expert in any of the things that I show you in terms of techniques, which is why I feel a bit weird doing technique-based videos. But I thought I'd give it a go. We'll see what it's like. This may never see the light of day. I might decide this is a rubbish video and I might not put it up. But I probably will, because, you know, anything goes on my channel. So I have already started heating the glimmer. Sorry, my hair is an absolute state. Been out in the wind and the rain today. I've already started heating up the glimmer. I can feel it's getting warm. I've already pulled out my box of foils that I have ready. I've made a start with some scraps of cardstock that I've got, quite large scraps of cardstock, admittedly, and I've pulled out 3 different kinds of sentiment. 2 of them are press plates. One of them is, oh no, all 3 are press plates. Yeah, rather than foiling plates, but they work the same on the glimmer. I'm going to stick you in the overhead, and we're going to get. So my glimmer machine has now heated up to the point where it is ready. So we're going to start with probably the one that I find the trickiest to do. This is the Altenew One Go Solid Sentiment Strips Press Plate. It has got lots of different sentiments, and what it does is it does the major part of it, and so that the sentiment itself is almost like a depression. No, not a depression, that's the wrong word. It is, it's the negative of it. That's the word I'm trying to come up with. Right, we're going to start with this blue, and so I think I'm going to go with, just looking at what colour foil I fancy, and I think I'm going to go with this to start with, which is kind of like a satin look. Sorry, it's like a pearly satin look gold. So I used these scissors that probably came with a hairdressing thing, so it probably will have come with my husband's clippers. We put the foil down pretty side down, so the reverse of it is up. Then we put our cardstock over the top, and then we put our plates on. Never worry if your plates end up being foiled like this, it's all part of the joy. I'm going to put both my foil plates on. There's a thin shim is the green one, and then the spacer pad is the other one. Now, whilst that is now, I've pressed the button, sorry. Whilst it is doing that, I am then going to take some more foil and cut this ready to do my next set. Put that away. Let's go with, you can see I've got blues and greens out. I did get them out for a reason. It's for another card I was going to make, but I realised I'd need sentiments first, so I thought I'm just going to do the sentiments and the other project can wait. But I might, whilst I'm at it, pull out other colours as well. but I'm going to do these ones first, and I'm going to mix it up between the different plates. In fact, you know what? I am going to pull out another piece of cardstock. Maybe this one. And that I'm going to do in the same foil colour. Okay, I can see that my timer has now gone off, so I know it's nice and hot. I'm not entirely sure of the science behind whether it's better or worse to overheat or underheat it. But I'm going to get my Platinum 6 ready off to the side here. Okay, actually I'm going to move my foiling machine just a little bit further over there, and then you can see. What I'm going to do, this is how professional I am, I'm going to just move my cutting board for the moment, because I don't really need a cutting board, and it's also creating different levels and I don't want that. Right, so I'm going to take it out. Now this is warm to touch. It's not hot to touch, but it is warm to touch here, so be careful when you're doing this. And we're just going to slide it into the Platinum 6, and we're going to go slowly. This is all in real time, but we're going to go slowly because there were quite large areas for foiling on this plate. I'm using, I know you can't see it, but I'm using my fingers at the other end just to hold the plates nice and steady so I don't get a jolt and it doesn't wiggle. Okay. Now what I like to do if I know I'm doing multiples is slide it straight back into place so it continues to heat. Lift up these plates, and what I usually do is then just put them so that they are airing a bit. So you probably can't see that. Woo, you see that? So I've got it so it's leaning up against that, but so there's air around it. Okay. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it, and it's worked really well. So that is my first one done. I will pop it to one side because what we're doing is very much compartmental making. We are going to do cutting down of the sentiments at a different point. At this point, we're just going to keep doing the foiling. So we're going to add our cardstock on top of the foil that is pretty side down. That light has come on again. Obviously, we know it's hot because it's only just been working, so it's not going to take too long anyway. And we'll pop the timer on. And then we're going to wait for that to go through. We've got that one ready, and we'll do that one with this same plate again. So I will, editing Catherine, will put you into fast forward. Okay, so lift these out, give them space to breathe a bit so that they can start to cool a little bit. And let's see how this one has done. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. Pop it to one side. And we'll do a final one. So the same thing, repetition helps us learn. And it becomes easier because you do it more frequently. Foil pretty side down. Cardstock over the top. Stick the timer on and the plates on top. Okay, whilst we wait for that to be done, I'll then prep for the next one. So the next one is these Dina Wakley press plates. And I want the one that says birthday in it. Have an epic birthday. So obviously they're in reverse. So I have to work it out, and that says have an epic birthday. Now these ones come with the matching dies, so once you've foiled them you can then die cut them. Again, that'll be a different stage of the work that we're doing here. Let's have a look. We are gonna do, we could probably get 2 out of this actually, so let's cut this down. Oh, my timer is gone. again, we're rolling it through really slowly, just to make sure that the pressure is applied nice and evenly onto the plates as it foils. Tell me here it clicks to know you know it's gone out the other end. Don't know what hair's doing in there. Let's get rid of that. And then let's give these a little bit of breathing room to cool down. And then we'll see what the reveal is on this one. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so really important, these are hot plates. Okay, these metal plates are really hot. So I have my Spellbinder's magnet tool. Because it's a big one, it doesn't work brilliantly at actually lifting it. It just helps to move it off, so it means I'm not touching it. Putting it straight onto my rubber mat, silicone mat even, and that's going to go across to the side. Now, I'm going to plonk my little sentiment down. This time, let's go for the really gold coloured foil. Use my scissors to trim a piece off. Probably far too big for this one. Okay. Just going to pop that on top. I'm just going to double check where that is actually. Yeah, no, that's fine. I just need to move it over a bit. I'm just feeling very carefully to not burn myself where the press plate actually ends, because I can't see, and that'll do. Okay, timer on. Off we go. Isn't that just gorgeous? Lovely. On with the next one. Okay, this one, I'm only using a small scrap of cardstock, but I only really am interested in that birthday sentiment. So potentially we might end up with a bit of additional foiling on our plates here, but I'm not really bothered about it. But what I'm interested in is only really getting that birthday one. It'll pick up the other ones that are near it, but that's what my intention is with this one. So don't think you have to do full sheets. I am using quite large scraps of my cardstock here. They're not all small bits and pieces. I could have gone through my small bits and pieces pile and tried to do those, but in this case I just wanted to do quite a few in the greens and the blues, and we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so this has come out really well. As you can see, there's at least three I could get a die cut out of. The You Got This is a smaller cutting plate, so I think that'll be absolutely fine. Right, I am going to do just one more on this plate before we switch over to the final lot of plates. This one I find the trickiest. The white and the black foil, which isn't really foil, it's not shiny in any way, it's quite matte, I find the trickiest to work with. I find that they're more patchy, and I don't know the answer to that. So this technique video is me going, any ideas? Is it just not great foil? Is that what it is? I don't know. I really struggle with it. So yeah, we'll see how well this turns out. I'm now going to move on, once I've done this one, to this plate, and this is a Better Press one called Ideal Moment Sentiments, and I'm going to use this one here because it's got the happy birthday in it. Although I am conscious that I need anniversary cards as well. Do you know what? I'm going to do both of these. Okay. Let's see how this white has done. Whilst we're doing that, let's just pop that on there. Pop some foil over the top. Not so bothered that I'm going to potentially miss a little bit there because there's a chunk out of my little foil. That's fine. Let's get this on. Whilst we then do the reveal on the white. Oops. It definitely slipped over, didn't it? There we go, that'll do. Oh, do you know what? That's come out really well. Really well. I love it against that blue. So pretty. Okay, so this is going to be my final one. So these I'm going to keep separated again with plenty of air for them over on the other side of my desk. That helps them to cool down nicely. I'm going to turn the machine off and unplug it because I am going to pop my little tray back in again. Gorgeous. Take my plate and put it on my silicone mat, and now I'm going to leave this to cool. Normally it sits on a shelf. I don't put it back on the shelf until it's totally cooled, and I wait until all of it's cooled before I try and move any of it away. So that's how I do all of my glimmering for my sentiments. Right, let me sit down because I do all of that stood up. And I've now got this massive pile of all the sentiments. Now some of them have got dies to cut them out, some of them I'm going to cut out using my paper trimmer. So let's have a look how that goes. Let's start with the ones that we are going to die cut. So these have got the coordinating 2 dies. Pretty convinced I've got it right way up because Happy Birthday's at the top and they've kind of got this little tab at the top to tell you this is the top. Just going to make sure that's all lined up. And I am going to use a bit of washi tape just to hold that in place. And then I'm going to get my next one because I might as well cut a couple out at a time. This one must be that way round because the writing's that way up. Washi tape. Just make sure that we're happy that they are lined up. Bit of washi tape to keep it in place. Just stops it from shifting when it goes through the die cutting machine. You end up with wonky ones, which occasionally I do. Even when I've taken them down, occasionally that happens. And then the final one, do you know what? I'll just show you this bit and then I'll pop you on to fast forward once I've done this. This one is the one where it was partial, wasn't it? It's not the full thing. I'm not going to be concerned about that. Oh, it's upside down, Catherine. I was thinking, oh, the you got this isn't going to fit. It will. So this is only going to catch those 3 properly, which is fine. And we're just going to, again, tape it in place. So even if you've got weird shaped scraps like this is a really good way of using up your scraps. Have a little session of foiling and die cutting, or stamping and die cutting if you've not got a foiling machine. But obviously, the focus of this video is very much about the foiling element rather than this. So I'm going to take my plates and whatever your die cutting machine of choice is, mine is the Spellbinders Platinum 6. Love it. I tend to put mine in when the sentiment strip sort of ends on but at a slight wonk. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit all 3 plates through at the same time, so we'll just do these 2 to start us off. Now I've got quite a lot of bend in my plates, so it just take a bit of work. I made that look much more difficult than it should do because it's on a wobbly surface of the wallpaper thing that I have down, just to lighten the video a bit. Right, let's see. Have we managed to cut them nice and straight? Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. The whole point was not those 2, was to get some birthday sentiment, so we've got that birthday sentiment. And that one saying, you got this. So that's those. Pop my little extra scraps into the bin. Keep hold of the washi tape because I can reuse that on the next one that I do. And then again with these ones, not so concerned about the top one because it wasn't a complete one, but these, perfect. And what I tend to do is when I have finished doing all the ones that I've got sentiments on them, is I will then go through my scraps and cut a whole load more, and then I'll stack them up so that they are usually 2 or 3 level in the depth. The final ones, just to show you before I do all of that die cutting, let's just grab these. And I think there is a coordinating die to go with this. I don't own it. So what I tend to do is use my trimmer. I'm lining up with the edges here, and I do it kind of by eye, to be honest, to just cut. And then I'll do the same here to put it down. This time along here, and the same along here. So then I know all of my edges are going to be the same, but you can see here you've got one that's just slightly different direction and length. So I'm using the edge of the blade I can see on either side to just try and get it up the middle of that, and that cuts that nice and straight, aligned with where the foiling is, which is just gorgeous. And then I'll do the same on all of the others. That's those 2. Probably cut that one a little bit too far towards that edge, but it's, you know, handmade, not hallmark. I'm just going to go through, trimming all of these down. Okay, so we are done. We have a big old pile of sentiments here. Obviously, I was specifically after birthday sentiments, but I've got loads of other ones. And I think some of these are great. So you could actually put things together, sending big hugs and have a happy birthday, all sorts of different sentiments that you can put together. I think this is a really good thing to do. Just have yourself a little crafting session, because believe me, you will thank me when you are at the end of your making of a project. You've been all creative and then you go, oh, I've got to do a sentiment, and then you've got to faff around either getting the foiling machines out, warmed up, ready, and all the rest of it. And you can guarantee, if you're anything like me, you'll end up stamping things not straight, foiling it not straight, the foiling won't work properly or whatever. Whereas instead I've just had a whole session, done all of those. Now, I keep all of my sentiments in a pouch, okay, but I keep them at the moment, and this is probably going to change when I have done the sentiments and I've had my little session. I keep them all kind of ordered by the plate that they came from, so that you can clearly see is that better press plate, the last one that we used, with all of the smaller sentiments, these ones here. Okay, I keep them all in one thing, but that means that when I'm looking for a birthday, I'm having to basically pull out the whole thing and do it. I do exactly the same with all of my stamped ones. These are the Dina ones. This one is all of the hugs that are from a lawn fawn set. So that's how I do it. That you can clearly see is those ones which are the reverse, the sort of like the negative side. I'm thinking I'm going to change that up, and I'm going to have a pouch for what the sentiment is about or what it's suitable for. In fact, there's a sentiment that got pulled out and didn't get used. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to change that up. But I'm not going to do that all on camera because I'm still thinking about whether that's a good idea or a bad idea. I don't know. What do you think? For now though, that's me and my first technique based video. I say first, I've absolutely done technique time before. There is a playlist. I'll add this video to the playlist, but this is the first one for 2026. Obviously, if you want to see how I do a particular technique, just drop me a comment below. Let me know what it is that you want to see me do, and I'll do my best. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with whatever I suddenly think of might be a technique. And as I said, I am not a technique or an expert kind of person. I just create and do what I fancy and share with you what I make. So some of them I might not be great at, but we'll have a go. We'll have a play together. We'll see what happens. Please do subscribe if you want to see future videos. Please, obviously, do like and leave me comments below on what you think about this video and future techniques for me to try. Otherwise, that's all I'm going to say for now. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.